Hi everybody, I'm very happy to share with you my current progress on the final project. And as has been introduced before, my project is on facilitating conversation in the classes, that is among classmates regardless of country or gender or other person identities. And this is people are free to post any messages on that board, and however it's under the name of the nickname, that is the fake name. But also students are required to guess who is under the mask. In order to do so, um, they should collect some information concerning their classmate, and also to interact more with their classmates. And I will introduce first to my website. This is basically my website, and I will work more on this interface because they will have their keywords, password. I mean, to log into their um, log into their nickname, and nickname are unique, but currently it's only like this. And for example, we will log in as a very a very simple nickname, for example, coconut. If there's no nickname, you stick on it, it asks you to type in the nickname. So we will type coconut and then log in. There is a welcome text, hello coconut, and then there are some messages of others like peer, apple, peach, and they have post some messages, and there are kind of three aspects of the message message content. The first one is like the blue box and like the fingerprint, that is the fun post, like fun facts about themselves, and also, for example, their feelings about or their habits they are free to share. And this purple one with the book is academic relative. For example, which classes do you recommend, or which professors do you recommend, or do you want any other kind of coursework related needs? For example, you want to be a tutor, or you want to help someone. And also there's a green box with a cocktail cup, that is activity related. For example, you ask someone to hang out with you, and it's kind of content relevant to its style. And if we want to post a message, I just want to post like I want a tutor for statistics. Stats. Is there anyone come to help? As I have mentioned last time that I did some like this content. There are academic fun post and activity. This is activity academic. If I post, you see the box will be purple and there will be kind of book icon appearing. But what if it's fun post, like I want to go to the beautiful beach post, and you see that it's a fingerprint and box is the blue. So that's finally I achieved this effect I mentioned last time. And also you're also there's another option you can do, that is to guess who is the person under the mask of Pierre. So you click on the name and there's a window appearing that. So it's your guess. Pierre is your guessing person. For example, it's Jean. But I currently only work out this window, and by next week by Firebase, I will work more on how to type in to kind of have the correct or wrong answer exam. So this is just submit, yeah, or close. And also we click Peer, there will be a Peer appearing in that window. But if I click on Apple, this is Apple is who. For yourself, coconut is. And if you want to log out, you just click on that logout icon, and you have logged out successfully, and you are back to the main page. This week I mainly did some CSS coding for decoration, but also some window coding for this for this website. For example, clicking on the name, it will appear a window, and also I did this window last time, but I did some decorations, and also the login logout window. And there are two very interesting challenges I have met and I have solved for this week, and I will introduce you to my coding part. This is my coding part. There are two very interesting parts I want to mention. The first one is the challenge and the work I want to do last week, but and I did it this week. That is how to make the color of the message of the window and also the icon change accordingly to its tag instead of manipulating handily. It's to by change its state, which is the most important thing in Riot. And let's go to my message tag. You can see that in this div, I assign it to 3 classes, however dependent on which value it has. If the tag value is 3, it will be assigned to this class activity. If the value of tag is 2, it will be assigned to the found post. And if the value is 1, it will be assigned to the academic class. And these 3 are styles are different, different by color, so that color will change independently, dependent on its state. At the same time, the icon, there's 3 icons I have there, and there's an evaluator of if. I have the 3 icons here, and there's only one evaluator that can be evaluated to be true, so that it will be only one icon shown up here, and it will be the icon related to my tag. So this is the first problem that I solved for the last week. And there's another one, is that when I click on the name on the message tag, there will be a guessing tag appearing. Guessing tag, I made it here. It is under the app tag, so that the relationship between message tag and guess tag are both the children of app tag. So the app tag is the parent of these 2 tags. So they're kind of siblings. So how can I pass data from the child of app tag to another child of app tag? Of course, I can kind of pass it pass the data of the name of the tag from message to app, then to assign the pass the data from app, then again to the guest tag. However, I did it another way, that is to use the global or to use the global variable, that is observables. Observable is it's in the advanced tag that tutorial, and there are two. So if you trigger the observable, no matter in what tag it exists, it will be triggered the moment it was triggered. So I don't have to pass the data from one tag to another tag and from a second tag to a third tag. It will just from the message tag to the guest tag. But there's another problem that I met. It is because at the first time I made the message tag to show only if the state is evaluated to be true, that is guessing is true. However, you can see that I made it show instead of if, because before doing this project, I'm always wondering what's the difference between show and if, because the result is the same. However, when I make it if, when I click on the message tag the first time, the observable will not be triggered, and the page will not show up at all. But when I click the second time, it works, and no matter it's observable on or observable once. So kind of I work it 10 minutes, and it suddenly occurs to me that it's something relevant to life circle, because when I check the tag, the it properties, I found there's a property called is mounted, because in life circle we have the mount unmounted thing that is has a life circle. So if it's not mounted, it will not the functions will not work or function at all. So I try to make it so it occurs to me that if I have if here, if the guessing is evaluated to false, this tag will not be active. So even if I triggered observable variable, it is in an inactive or unmounted tag. It will not work at all. So it's kind of in an inactive state. So I change it to show that it works. So that's two very important things that I want to share with you. That is, sometimes the state or the syntax does not make that much sense to us. However, it is through trying and also to debugging that we can totally understand why there are kind of two different syntax or two different evaluators. And also observable is a very valuable and also very kind of handy syntax that I really recommend you to try. Sometimes it will make things complicated, because if you use observable too much, the feature is not that clear. However, if you want to pass data between siblings or like grandchild and the child of a mother tag, observable is a good choice. And I will work on more data and also the login page next week, and see you next week.